Come on, Commando, you have to do it.
I don't wanna.
But an episode like this would be perfect for you. Just imagine the reaction you'd get.
I said no.
Oi, what's going on here? Oh, Commando's just being a prick.
I'm not being a prick. This episode is just about a bunch of be kinda nature bullshit.
Pardon me? He means there's going to be hippies in it. Oh, flower children, got it. Actually, I wouldn't mind being in this episode. You wouldn't? Course not. This would be a good opportunity for me to see if I have a degree in herbology. Oh yeah, I forgot that was a running joke.
Well, you can still count me out of this one.
Well, maybe he'll warm up to it in a minute. But in the meantime, this is Flowers for She-Ra. The episode begins with Princess Tumbler giving Adora a tour around the castle, all ending with her room. Adora definitely shows that she's a fish out of water in the more plush, luxurious side of things, as she straight up murders her bed. But then she runs into the Queen, who gives exposition about what happened to Princess Tumbler's father, as well as telling Adora don't fuck things up for herself. And this upsets Adora to the point where she spends a night in Princess Tumbler's bedroom.
To ship or not to ship? That be the question.
I thought you already shipped Adora with Catra.
One word. Polygamy.
Well, Adora feels bad because she doesn't feel like the Queen likes her very much. She likes She-Ra, but doesn't like Adora. Princess Tumbler tries to comfort her and say there's nothing to worry about, and that they have to go to the war meeting. In the war room, we see that there's a lot of empty chairs that belong to the other princesses, and this is the third time they hammered home the fact that the other princesses are more busy protecting their own kingdoms rather than helping out the rebellion. Well, except for Natasha and Spinnerella. They're here. Okay, prick quo quo. Are they important to the plot in any way, shape, or form possible? No. Are they at least memorable with some sort of comedic ways or genuine personalities? No.
Oh, for Pete's sakes, do they even speak?
That would be a negative.
So why bother introducing them at all?
Yeah, even you contributed more to this episode than what they did, and you didn't even want to be in this episode today.
Well, this is the third time that they've been hammering in the idea that it's a bad thing that the princesses are protecting their own kingdoms.
Well, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think they try to emphasize that it's a bad thing anyway.
I'm just saying that if the princesses don't have strong borders for their land, then they deserve to be conquered, regardless of if they're actually part of the rebellion or not.
Manifest destiny at its finest.
Well, the war meeting starts as the princess by the name of Plumera's kingdom is under siege by the Horde, with the Horde occupying the main supply routes to their kingdoms, cutting off food and supplies. So the princess decides to say, it's time to give them relief, but not to fight. And Adora volunteers She-Ra, as well as her two friends, to deliver the supplies. The Princess Queen agrees, but only if they don't fight the Horde.
So wait a minute. What's the wrong with fighting the enemy?
Thank you! It's no wonder no one wants to be part of the rebellion. The Queen isn't even allowing them to fight back.
So we enter the kingdom of Plumeria, where She-Ra, Princess Tumbler, and Beta Boy meet Princess Plumera, who's ecstatic over the fact that She-Ra has returned to save her people, as they discover that all the flowers and plants are either dead or dying, and they can't understand why, but they could point to a cause. That is the Horde. Now hold on, I think I might be able to solve your problems there, Princess. You see, sometimes to keep your forest alive and healthy, you gotta burn down some of the old or even sick plants. That way there'll be a lot more resources and nutrition in the ground to sustain all the rest of the life. While we later cut to the Horde as Shadow Weaver's having problems controlling her magical powers. But then she receives a call from Lord Hordak, who says, straighten up your act, because I'm not going to have you using our valuable resources to search for Adora. Shadow Weaver tries to plead that capturing Adora is paramount, but Lord Hordak sees the bigger picture. Their goal is to destroy the rebellion and the princesses, not capture one rogue soldier. And then she throws a tantrum.
Is it weird that I'm starting to sympathize with the villains?
Commando, they're evil!
Yeah, but at least Lord Hordak has his head on straight.
Is this because you don't like being in the hippie episode?
I'm not gonna try to defend a bunch of people who refuse to defend themselves. I mean, look, they're throwing this huge party banquet for She-Ra just because they think that she's going to save their land, cure all the plants, and get rid of the Horde single-handedly. Although nothing up to this point says that she couldn't do that, but she still doesn't know how to heal the virus that's plaguing their world.
And it doesn't exactly hurt that Beta Boy and Princess Tumbler are hyping her up even more, putting more pressure on She-Ra, unintentionally, of course.
I mean, look at her. She is freaking the fuck out. She doesn't even know what the extent of her powers actually is. For all we know, she could do these things, and nothing says that she couldn't. But she doesn't know how to do them yet.
But on a side note, what do you guys think of Princess Plumera?
She's, alright, I guess.
Doesn't really leave that much of a lasting impression.
But she's not annoying, so I suppose that's working for her in her favor.
Just a positive thinker, I guess. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, at least she's not super eco-friendly like they could have easily have written her character.
Like full-on Captain Planet?
Yeah, by the power of Grayskull, I am Captain Planet!
Well, things go from bad to worse as the heart of the Plumera's empire is dying as well. She-Ra does her best to try to heal it, but she only ends up making things worse. So she decides to transform back and apologize, but say that there is a way they might be able to stop the disease from infecting their woods by attacking the Horde.
But Princess Plumera doesn't want to risk the lives of her people, so they decide to abandon the forest.
So wait, you're not gonna overreact to that?
Why would I overreact to that? Hell, that doesn't even deserve a negative reaction. That's just common sense of a diplomat, political head.
And besides, it's not like She-Ra couldn't handle things on her own.
Exactly. I mean, we've already seen her take out 2 platoons all by herself. So whatever the heck the Horde's doing to poison the forest, she got this. So Adora and company try the sneaky approach to try to infiltrate the Horde camp in order to try to take out the machine that's poisoning the land. But unfortunately, they get caught. But that's okay, because She-Ra can just transform it. Wait, why isn't she transformed yet?
Well, meanwhile, the people of Plumera receive a note that states that Adora apologized and that she's trying to destroy the machine. Princess Plumera decides to have a change of heart, and so they rally for war. So the guards are chasing down Adora and company as they... Wait, why are they running? Why aren't they fighting?
Oh, for pity's sake, if they're not gonna fight, I will. There's no reason to... Come here, you! I'm gonna kill you!
So yeah, this scene doesn't really make much sense. Why aren't they fighting back? I mean, we're not even supposed to be in this story, and we're doing more to fight. And heck, even Beta Boy has a lot more going for him than just running around screaming. Well, the horn sounds and the hippies attack. Princess Plumera sending her grassy tentacles all over everything, and all of a sudden our main heroes finally grow their spines back and fight back as well. And She-Ra finally transforms and takes out the machine.
Seriously, it wasn't that hard! So the Horde is stopped, the Kingdom of Plumera is safe, and Princess Plumera joins the Princess Alliance in order to help fight back against the Horde.
But the episode doesn't end there, as Shadow Weaver discovers the secret that Catra was hiding, that Adora and She-Ra are one and the same being. And so she tasks Catra, no matter what happens, to bring Adora back, and even sends some shadow minions to help ensure that that happens. And that was Flowers for She-Ra.
Nothing in this episode made any goddamn sense. Everybody made the complete and opposite wrong choice, except for Lord Hordak.
I mean, you can't really blame the princesses for wanting to protect their own keep and not risk the lives of the people.
But you also can't complain if you choose not to fight, but still end up being conquered.
Well, at least Princess Plumera wasn't as annoying as what we thought she'd be.
Well, if you're just gonna lay the cards out on the table like that, then yeah, the Princess Plumera was actually not as bumfucked annoying as we originally thought.
Yeah, but still being higher than Jar Jar Binks isn't something to be bragging about.
Well, if nothing else, this episode at least set us on the path of an actual story, as we're trying to recruit princesses to the cause.
Painfully optimistic, just like Plumera.
Well, if they're all like Princess Plumera, I can't complain. I mean, what's the worst a princess could act?
Why do I feel this sudden shiver down my spine? Regardless, we're the Cartoon Gentlemen, the Vintage Kings, and we'll see you next time.